Then the fast men. We were expecting Sala just trailing a little bit, but he's going okay, skirting that rock quite nicely. Sven-Erik Jonsson comes third and can't believe it. Tests like these are his strong point. He just wants to know, as do we, where the Italians get their strength from. Hurtling through the trees. Tienen, again to the applause of the crowd, storming on in the big four-stroke class in his own casual style. Katranak, well, incredibly smooth. Third today for Katranak. Farioli right behind Tienen, just 18 points behind him, and he's in with a chance. Mathematically, the big four-stroke class is still wide open. Well, the evening then of the first day, and the run along the forest paths, exhausting, long and very, very tiring. 30 riders have been eliminated already. Tomorrow the same direction for another 150 miles. Can you imagine that? 150 miles with this sort of going. All the frantic key issues being addressed here, I think. And we'll ask Dirk von Zitzenbitz how he fared today. Second day. And there it is, Vrobel still out there topping the 80s. Rossi, Scavolo, Edmondson. Nilsson, though, the 125 champion. Giorgio Grasso, Hedendal, and Pojledny. Look at that. Giovanni Sala, the 500-man. Pellegrinelli, though, is closing. Those Italians, 1-2. Sven-Erik Jonsson, can't understand where they get their speed from. Nicoli Rinaldi in the 350 four-stroke class. Kotraba, the Czech, has faltered just a little bit. Tienen, what an incredible enduro rider, and Farioli. Second day out on the stages then, pretty fast going this, but let's take a look at a couple of things that happened here yesterday. Fairly dramatic moments for a couple of the competitors. That one's okay. Now look at that. That was here's the repeat again. Wojciechowska riding very high. The bike is far too steep. He's got the front too high in the air. And he's off the back. He's gone past the point of no return. Both catapulted forward and down in a big way. It's a bit different for Bill Anderson, a relatively harmless jump. Bill falls and whack! He's there, he's unconscious. Now let's look at that again. A bit slower. Bill jumps over the edge, he lands. The bike falls sideways. Now just watch how Bill goes over the top. He knows and down goes his head, crunch. He's unconscious for a few minutes and complains about his neck, vision, and coordination problems. I'm not surprised. He won't start tomorrow. But Bill's okay. We move on now to day 2. Envision Marco Rossi, who came second yesterday but attacks today and wins the class. He is now just 3 points behind Vrobel in the rankings. Had it not been for that Polish fiasco, he'd been in front of him. Maraglia comes third today and stays in third place. 3 on the bike, 3 in today's event, and third in the World Championship. Edmondson, another man on target for third place, and catches up with Wojciechowska in the rankings. He's still 8 points behind her. And his last charge in Skövde in Sweden. The 1990 World Champion, runner-up last year. He's going to 250s next year, as we said earlier. Can he handle a bike that size? Well, yes, he can, because the British Championship results underline that emphatically. Nilsson, heading for his championship this year. He's 31 points ahead of Passeri, and second place today consolidates that. Swedish, as I say, Nilsson, but lives in Bergamo and rides on an Italian licence. If he becomes world champion, the title will go to Italy, and the Swedes aren't too pleased about that. Passeri gets a little bit jumpy towards the end of the season and now loses time by, oh dear me, nearly falling. Well, I say, well, he did fall, but he's in trouble from the moment he leaves the ground at the top of that hill. Since his crash in Wales, he's lost his urge and determination, and he's peaking just a little bit, and it could all fall apart. There's no doubt about his potential, but it takes a lot of different things to get there, and he's got to get his head in gear. So the 26-year-old Italian from Iseo is not going to win the 125s again this year. Passeri has regained his composure and got his act together, and he's now back in the running, but Nilsson is the man who's going to win the 125cc crown, not Passeri. And there's Eriksson. If he can repeat yesterday's win, it'll underline the fact that the Swedes do have some emerging talent. He's on second place in the European Championships. His style is beautiful, clean, very, very tidy, and ultra-professional. And the most significant thing about this event here in Finland is that before the last round, this man wins the 250cc world crown. He wraps it up with an emphatic win on the second day. After 10 long years of hard work and dedication, he's finally reaped the rewards. But if you expected Italian demonstrations of joy, you would be surprised. In fact, you'd be very disappointed, because Grasso just kept on doing it his own way in that quiet and unassuming manner. Sala then with the top times on the track, but fell very, very heavily in the cross-country test. Lost a couple of minutes and dropped back to 5th place, but he's under control here, there's no doubt about that. Pellegrinelli then has closed dramatically, and 4 points is the margin at the end of the day here in Finland. So Sala definitely has the pressure on him. The 500 is very much wide open, because Tullio Pellegrinelli, the 1986 world champ, is that close to Sala that it's all going to go down to the wire in Sweden. And watch that, whatever you do, don't miss it. It's going to be a cracker. Kent Carlson giving everything after dropping out yesterday. And unless I'm very much mistaken, is winning the small 350cc, not small, are they? 4-stroke class. But too many eliminations in the season means that he's lost it. There's Farioli, runner-up in the big 4-stroke class. 19 points behind this man, Mr. Superman, I think we're going to have to call Kari Tiainen, who wins today, and he's on target to win the 500cc championship after winning the 250s last year. That'll make 3 championships in a row for Tiainen. Results then of the second day. Well, there it is, Rossi, Vrobel, Petteri Silvan, a good ride for the Finn, home soil, remember, Nilsson and Paul Edmondson third, no disgrace. Grasso, there it is, world champion. Sven-Erik Jonsson. So the Scandinavians featuring quite well here, but Pellegrinelli the spoke in the wheel there. Kent Carlson, Kotraba and Rinaldi, an ever-present Italian threat running throughout this World Enduro Series. Tiainen, Farioli and Katrinak. As we said, Grasso became world champion of the 250s in his own